is your day going on so far?
I woke up really early, but other than that, just been hanging out.
What did you do this past weekend?
We went shopping and stuff. It was really, really fun.
Wonderful. And I have personally to thank you for this space. And this special episode is gonna be divided into different sections. We're gonna have your background, we're gonna have a couple of cool challenges, a Q&A, playing firsts and lasts. It's fun. You're gonna love it. So, if you like, we would love to start with your background. How was that process for you? In which part of your life you kind of decided to go for acting?
I started in the industry in 2019, and then in 2020, I booked my first role in a feature film. It was a featured extra role, and after a few days of being on set, unfortunately, the lead actor could no longer be a part of the project. And I got the chance to audition for the lead, and I booked it, which was really fun. I met some of my best friends on set there. And then I was able to sign with a New York talent agency. And then I just started enrolling in acting classes. I currently train at Prodigy and ActorSite, and I've taken classes at the Prep, New Jersey, New York, LA in the past. And overall, I've had really good experiences there. So that's really how I got started.
And based on your experience until now, what could you say is the easiest and hardest of acting?
The easiest is being able to, go on set and have fun with it. And I would definitely say the hardest is probably rejection. I think that's very common in this industry.
And I wanted to know if you have kind of cringe watching yourself. Do you like watching your project, something like that, or not so much?
I used to hate watching myself. I didn't like the sound of my own voice. I would definitely cringe. But I think over the years, as I've been forced to watch myself, that cringe has slowly faded away.
And do you have a stage fright? How is that?
So I think first starting out, I was definitely, nervous. But again, I think as I did it more, my confidence kind of built. When I first started out, I'm kind of a perfectionist. So and then, after taking some acting classes, I learned that, art isn't perfect. So I think over time, the more and more I did auditions and the more I got on set, the more comfortable I got.
And do you suffer kind of depression after a project comes to an end? Or you're just looking for the next one?
I think it's really sad when a project comes to an end, but I also think, looking at the positive, that usually just means more opportunities are on the way.
And I have a couple more. What would you say is the easiest and hardest project until now?
The hardest one was my most recent project, which was The Grade, and I would say it was the hardest because I had to cry on cue, and I had never done that before. And so I would probably say the easiest was the short film I did, Beautiful Homework, because it was a comedy, so it was really fun.
I forgot to ask related to this artistry side. Do you have other family members that are involved in this industry, this entertainment industry, or not so much? You're kind of the pioneer?
So my mother's side of the family is full of casting directors and producers, but I'm really the first to get into the acting industry specifically.
And now we're gonna play your firsts and lasts. Do you remember your first time making friends at work?
It was on set of Toll House Horrors, which was the feature film, and most of the actors around me were around my same age, so it was really fun, and we would hang out outside of shooting. So.
Your first film and series obsession?
Stranger Things. I really like that show.
Related to auditions, what is the first thing you do before and after?
The first thing I do is I'll look over the script, break down the scene, what's my character doing, what are the other characters doing, what are they feeling, and then after an audition, I'll submit it, and then if I hear something great, if not, that's okay too, but I try not to think about it because of how common rejection is.
What is the first thing you do in the morning?
Check my phone.
What is the last thing you do before going to sleep?
Lay in my bed, watch TV, and I'll usually call my sister at night and talk to her too.
What is the first thing you pack when you travel?
Clothing and stuff.
And is there something you always tend to forget?
Charger, or I've definitely forgotten my iPad more than once.
Do you remember your first struggle as a trainee?
I used to always be worried about getting it right. And then after taking acting classes, I kind of did learn that, acting isn't, you can't get it right or wrong because art is imperfect. And I actually had an acting coach put it into perspective of if me and you go to a museum and we look at the same painting and you like it and I don't, that doesn't mean either of us are wrong. It just means we're interpreting the art differently.
And finally, your last struggle. Can you identify one that is recent, related to acting?
I took my first ever group acting class earlier this month, and I was so nervous and anxious. And so, but actually after joining, I think my mind just made me think it was worse than it was, and it was actually really fun. So that was probably my first, my most recent struggle with regards to acting.
Which kind of project would you love to be part of?
I really love the show Wednesday on Netflix, but I also love to be a part of a show kind of like a NCIS or Law and Order type show as well.
Now we're gonna have a Q&A. What is something most people don't know about you?
I play table tennis. I have a table tennis table in my garage, and I play whenever I can. It's really fun.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
I definitely have. I don't do it often, but I have, just to see what's out there about me.
What is one TV show you can watch over and over?
Stranger Things was a good show. I think I've definitely watched Law and Order SVU over and NCIS over, but I think it just depends on my mood.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Play the guitar, table tennis, hang out with friends.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve would probably be when people can't tell the truth. I think integrity is really important, and also people who can't take accountability for their actions.
What is your goal for 3 years from now?
Obviously have more acting opportunities, but I would like to book a series regular role in a TV show.
Right now, what would you say is your biggest fear?
Not being able to do acting anymore.
And what is something that always makes you laugh?
My family and friends.
Which superpower would you love to have?
Ability to be invisible.
Do you have a favorite place in the US?
California. I think it's great to go vacation there.
And outside the US, maybe you would like to visit?
I've always wanted to go to France to see the Eiffel Tower, so I'm going to go with Paris, France.
Now we're gonna have a Disney challenge. What is your favorite character of Disney?
I would say my favorite Disney character was probably Elsa. I don't know if you've ever seen Frozen, but
A favorite song in general?
go with Let It Go. Or the Frozen theme and go with Let It Go.
And if you could play a princess, which one would you choose?
Ariel.
Now we're gonna have Netflix challenge. Your favorite Netflix series?
I would have to go with Wednesday or Stranger Things.
Are you already waiting for the new season of Wednesday?
Yes, I'm really excited.
When it comes to this Stranger Things ending, are you a big fan of this ending or not?
I think the ending was really good. I think I'm not sure if 11 is alive or not. I'd like to hope that she is, but don't know if the theory's true.
If you have to choose a favorite character of Stranger Things, which one would you choose?
I would have to go with either Max or 11.
And of Wednesday?
I definitely like Wednesday. I think Janet Ortega does a really good job.
And if you could play a character of a Stranger Things, which one would you choose?
I think I would choose Max. I think she's pretty cool.
And would you say Holly was the most iconic character of this last season or not?
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
And now we're gonna have random questions.
Okay, sounds fun.
What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Me too. Favorite Starbucks drink?
I really love the London Fog Latte.
Adventure Day or Cozy Day?
Probably Adventure Day.
Cats or dogs?
Dog.
First cereal, then milk, or backwards?
Cereal and then milk.
One day in your life you could love to live again?
Probably the day that I found out that I booked my first acting role. It was really exciting.
What is one TV show or film you can't watch? Is there something like kind of violence, zombies, something like that?
Probably like if it's like really scary or horror. Not a huge fan of that kind of vibe.
Waking up early or late?
Early.
And finally, we have this deep quiz. The first one is, what do you consider your strengths as an actress, for example?
I would say confidence, being able to like really get into a character, and in real life, I'm really good at reading people's emotions, which I think definitely helps in my career.
If you have to describe yourself in 3 words, which ones would you choose?
Kind, generous, and caring.
Which moment until now in your career so far felt like a pinch me moment?
I got a callback for a series regular role, and I was like really excited about it.
And I forgot to ask actually, when it comes to acting and school, how are you like kind of making a balance? Did you struggle with that or not so much?
It was definitely a struggle, but I definitely learned like time management. Like I'll do my schoolwork in the morning and then focus on acting in the afternoon.
And for disclosure, I would love to know a couple of things. The first one is if you could give a piece of advice to other persons that are like pursuing acting life based in your experience until now, which kind of advice, with piece of advice would you love to give to them?
Never give up, believe in yourself, and that it's okay to not feel confident 100% of the time and to not have it figured out. Like, I'm sure, like, the celebrities and your idols that you look up to when they first started, they probably weren't as confident as they are now, and they probably didn't have it all figured out, and some probably still don't. So I think for me, that confidence really built over time from just doing auditions and, acting more and more. And, the days where it feels hard, remember why you started and why you love what you do.
The same question, but to your younger self.
Don't worry so much. Everything will work out. Just be yourself, and I promise you, don't worry about what other people think of you. You can't really make everybody happy, but as long as you stay yourself, you'll be able to, it'll all work out.
And what are you up to like for the rest of the day? What do you have like this day, Monday?
I am going to hang out with my sister later, and then probably go out to dinner with some friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.